Right, so I saw John Wick Chapter 4 on 4K. It is utterly demo reference, all of the hyperbole words you'd use to describe what is a fantastic disc. I actually watched it back to back with 3, and I would say that visually it had the edge to me. There's an aesthetic choice there. I think John Wick 4 is like a work of art visually, whatever you might think of the movie. Some of the choices about the settings and the reds and the blues and the style and the framing is just even better than anything in the series before, and so I think that Chapter 4 had the edge. It's in 4K, Dolby Vision, and it's got Dolby Atmos. They both look and sound great. I'm gonna say Chapter 4 looks better, perhaps because of those stylistic choices. But I'm gonna say that the audio is reference on both. But if you're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of whether there or not there's enough separation or enough use of the Atmos, Chapter 3 did have the slight edge. They both have some thunderous gunfire to them, and you definitely, you turn this up to a level that is just below standard for something like freaking Disney, and and you find yourself, worrying about what the neighbors are going to think, worrying about what the people down the road are going to think. I mean, it's a loud ass movie. It's great. I actually love I'm a huge apologist. I love all the John Wick movies. I know it's changed, and I know there's a lot of world building, and I know it's not quite the same as the lean surprise that was the first movie. When the first movie came out and you told people about a Keanu Reeves movie where he's shooting and kicking people, and they would have heard Keanu Reeves doing his version of like Taken, it being that era for him, they wouldn't have really known what you're on about. Now we're so sort of complacent about him in the role that you're like, John Wick 4, it's a bit long. Oh yeah, it gets a bit tiring watching him kick all of these people in these unusual settings. Sure. I mean, we've come
He
a long
kicks them in
way.
the unusual settings, you
Yeah,
say?
I know it's painful in the unusual settings, but, I don't want to spoil it on a family podcast, but he does kick them in the unusual settings. I mean, I love him. I love Keanu Reeves. I think he comes across as a really nice guy, and I think he's pretty old to be doing this, and he makes you feel like he can still get up and go and do this, learn new martial arts, running up and down those damn steps, and film some absolutely ridiculous action scenes, and carry your stunt people's equipment and buy them expensive
Yes.
give them your pay packet. I mean, he comes across as a really nice guy, and he gives a Tom Cruise amount to his movies. I've got all the time in the world for the John Wicks, and if you really liked them and didn't start going, three's enough of enough and enough, then you'll probably really enjoy this. A bit like, with Extraction. Extraction is just not going to be for everybody, because it is just an action film. That's all it is. It's a run and gun action film. John Wick is just an action film with loads of world building behind it, but it's just an excuse to show some fantastic, excellently choreographed action sequences with all kinds of weapons and with your fists and with new martial arts and in unusual settings. And if you're looking for anything else, or if you're a bit tired of that, I can see why you ran out of steam with the franchise a while back. But I love them all, and if you love it, great disc, great collection, great movies.
Excellent.
Nice. You saw it on streaming.
I did, yeah. I got the iTunes version, and I mean, it is pantomime. It is expertly choreographed audio visual panache wrapped around goofy pantomime.
Fat thing.
I mean, I think I the first act for me was the flab. You know, the whole there's an extended sequence at the beginning that just doesn't feature Wick. And you know, when you have a 2-hour, 50-minute non-stop action film, I think you lose that first act. It was set in the Okinawa Continental. Lose all that because it wasn't incidental to the plot at all. Lose all that, you shave half an hour off the time, and suddenly it's leaner, it's more focused. But I agree with you, Kaz. I think Stahelski, his creative team, shot the absolute crap out of this. There was, if Stahelski isn't in the running for Directors Awards at the end of the year, and I'm being deadly serious here, that over the head Wanner with as the dragon's breath is going nuts in that French tenement.
Yes.
I'm sat there whooping and hollering.
Absolute nightmare to film, apparently. Absolute nightmare to get the height, to be able to do it. I mean, it's proper video game territory, but
it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks
absolutely amazing. So yeah, I mean, I get that people are tired of it. Of course, it's drawn out. Of course, it's now we have yet another layer of the high table who we didn't know any. Well, of course it is, and it is perfectly within people's rights to go, I've had enough. They're just dragging it out. That's okay. I don't mind it. So I'm here for it, like you are, Kaz.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. Same guy who lends Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yes, I didn't realize that until I read your review.
No, nice. I didn't. I mean, I didn't realize it until I chatted with Dacoscus. He made me thoroughly embarrassed about it because he went, "Hey, do you know about Dan Laustsen?" And I was like, I basically with my face went, "Who?"
Me and Dan.
No, I should have gone. Yeah, I know him well. Yeah. And he went, "Oh, let me tell you about him." And in that moment, I was like, "Oh my God, I should have known who this is." he is because Dacoscus was in John Wick 3, and the connection there is that Laustsen was a cinematographer on Brotherhood of the Wolf and on John Wick 2, 3, and 4. Nice. So I think that I'd be very surprised if it didn't get a nod on best cinematography. I mean,
so wasn't Dacoscus late to the party on John Wick 3? Wasn't he a last-minute replacement for someone? Am I making that up?
Oh, no, I think I'm going to say that they wanted Donnie Yen in the third one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. That Yen was supposed to be in 3 and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think they wanted Yen in 3. I can't remember what Yen was doing instead. I'm going to say Star Wars, but it might not have been. It might have been post that. It was something. He was doing something else and they couldn't get him. And they got Dacoscus in. It was a great choice, but
yes,
but yeah, I mean it's a beautiful looking movie. So that those still on board with John Wick, go and check it out.